Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be filming a regular vlog this week. I have not filmed a vlog in a while like this, so I'm excited. I'm excited to bring you guys along with my week. It is a Monday and I plan to do a ton of reading and stuff this week, and I'm perfectly happy with that, and lots of TV watching. That being said, let's talk about what I'm currently reading, and we're gonna do that while I make my coffee because I started a cup and now I'm 7 minutes into this video and I completely forgot that it was making in there. So I am making some, I made some pour over coffee. If you like my little Halloween decorations, thank you. And I have some pumpkin spice creamer. Not very good and not dairy free, so that's fun. So I am currently reading quite a bit of stuff and I wanted to give you an update. I also wanted to update you on all of the things that I've been watching because let me tell you, media-wise, my life is just going swimmingly. So, the first thing is what I'm currently reading. I am 243 pages into The Women by Kristen Hanna. This is not usually something that I would pick up. I have read Kristen Hanna's in the past and had my own qualms about them. But I joined an in-person book club, which I'm very excited about, and the October pick for that book club is The Women. This is essentially about a nurse in the Vietnam War. In the beginning of the novel, her name's Frankie. Her brother goes off to war and she dreams of following him. Navy shows up, they tell her that her brother has passed, and this only intensifies her desire to go and help. So she's gonna become a nurse, and she takes like the fast track to get there, which basically just means she's not trained at all, has zero idea of what it's like to be a medic in any sort of armed forces, but especially in wartime. Firsthand, well obviously this is fiction, so, but her account of what it is like to be a nurse in wartime. About the 200-page mark, she gets sent back home. This is the part of the, like, when I was reading the beginning at war and all that, that's obviously hard to read and it's quite emotional, but this is the part that I'm really struggling with. Come from a military family, being in combat zones, stuff like that. So it's very hard to read the point of view of a veteran suffering and coming back and not receiving the help that they deserve. And that's doubly so for the heroine. Or for the main character, she's a woman, she was a nurse. So not only is there a lot of unrest in the US around the Vietnam War, she is getting a lot of people in her personal life that don't agree with her. Her parents were against the idea of her joining, and they don't view her as having done something good. She's dealing with the public's perception of her as a soldier, as a medic, and then also her family, and also reliving nightmares or having nightmares of events that happened, and feeling displaced, feeling like she doesn't know who she is or what she's doing. The first couple of paragraphs into her being home, I was like, oh yeah, this is not it. Like, she was getting spit on and she was getting just terrible reception from pretty much everybody, and it's horrible to read. And there's just so much grief, there's so much heaviness, and this like latter half I'm really dreading. I don't like Kristen Hanna books because I don't like the mentality of women suffer beautifully and then they die. Those are not my kind of stories. This is a story that is often forgotten, a group of people that are often forgotten. I'm happy that this book was written. I'm happy that this perspective was written. It's just not necessarily my favorite, and I don't know that outside of a book club I would have picked this up. I'm kind of alternating between that and a lighter book. So I started my buddy read with my friend. We're reading The Road Trip with a Vampire. This is the third book in this like vampire series. The second one was my favorite. The first one was okay. Second one was my favorite. I love Reginald. I thought he was so good. And so I was very excited for the third one to come out. This just came out. Like, I had this pre-ordered. That's how excited I was. And this follows Zelda. who is a pretty well-renowned witch who did some bad shit in her time. She's been alive for hundreds of years, and she decides that she's going to change her ways. She's going to settle in a small town in California. She's going to open a yoga studio, and then Reginald sends a vampire with amnesia her way, and they embark on a road trip to get his memories back, and also for her to figure out how to control her powers, because she's been using them a little bit at a time because she's like really scared to, but she has a big incident that sets her whole entire apartment building on fire, and she's like, I need to get this under control. So she wants to travel with Peter to figure out what's going on with his memory, but also figure out what's going on with her magic. And then we're getting little snippets of Peter's past as we go. I am 122 pages in, and this is so cute. This is so lovely. I'm not as like gripped by it as I was by the second one, but I'm much more into it than the first one. So I've been like bouncing between these two. Whenever this gets too heavy and I get like that pit of dread, I have to pick up this, which I'm buddy reading this, and then I also plan to start Chain of Thorn. That's it as far as what I'm reading. These are going to be my focuses for the next couple of days, particularly this. My book club is on Wednesday. That is the update. I've talked for a ridiculously long time. I think I'm going to talk about the shows and things that I'm watching a little bit later on. But for now, I really do need to sit down and read, and I'll probably give you guys an update a little bit later on, maybe. Okay, friends, it is officially Friday, and I haven't really been updating this vlog that much because, quite frankly, I had a little bit of a rough week. We're not going to go into it, but I just needed to recover some things, and I've been reading, and there was just a lot going on. So, first of all, to update you on The Women, I finished this. I didn't like it. I think Kristen Hanna is just not for me. This writing style is not for me. The way that she tells her stories is not for me. So I got a little bit further into Richard the Vampire. I'm now 180 pages in, waiting for my buddy Reed to catch up, but I'm loving this. It's so fun. I'm so into and giggling about the little romance that's going on, but it's just like a giggly fun time. I'm hoping to finish it at some point this weekend. So I've just been randomly picking things off of my Kindle to read. So first up, I read Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood. This is a novella, and I think it's part of a collection of that other authors wrote. I read another book in the collection, but Hot for a Slayer is about a vampire slayer and a vampire. They have been battling for centuries, and the slayer loses his memory, and they like have a night together, and it's got all of the delightful Ali Hazelwood feelings of obsession and things like that. It was really fun. It was like a solid 3.5, 4-star, good little novella, super cute. I wish it was full length. I would have devoured a full length novel. And then from that same collection, I picked up Space Vampire by Ruby Dixon. I have read the Blue Alien series. Like, I've read a couple of those books, but I haven't read too much from her. But this one is very short. It's even shorter than Hot for Slayer. It's about a woman who is human and she's been enslaved to this alien species. The spaceship that she's on is abandoned because a experiment is released into the ship and is like destroying everything. So they abandon her and the monster, and her and the monster have a thing. It's, like I said, very short. There's 2 sex scenes. It's not really like anything crazy good. Like with Allie Hazelwood's, like, I was very into it. It was a lot of fun. I was very invested in the characters. Whereas this one I wasn't as into. So I gave it 3 stars, but it was still like a decent little novella. I'm just not really like a sex heavy kind of person. So when novellas are like 77 pages and there's 2 sex scenes, it's like quite a bit in my opinion. So from what I've seen of reviews, this seems to be like one of the best ones in this collection from like all the authors aside from Allie's. I might pick up other books in this series like closer to Halloween, but we'll see. I picked up Mysteries of Thorn Manor. This is like a prequel novella to A Sorcery of Thorns, which I read maybe in like 2020 and enjoyed. It's basically a witch librarian teaming up with a sorcerer and his demon companion to solve some like unrest going on with like some magical grimoires. This is the aftermath. And in this novella, their house is being overtaken by thorns and vines and snow and stuff because there's like a mystery going on or whatever that they're trying to solve with one of their powers, and they're trying to figure out like what's going on. It's very short. It's like under 150 pages. And I really like this author's writing a lot. I considered rereading A Sorcery of Thorns once I was into this one because the writing just feels so comfortable and cozy and like a warm hug. But the wait was like it was like a month on my library. So I decided not to do that. But yeah, it's really good so far. I'm not very far in. I started it last night. I think I'm maybe like 50 pages in, but I'm really liking it. I'm pretty sure both of them are YA, so it's not like anything crazy going on with the romance or anything like that, but it's just sweet and cozy. So yeah, that's it as far as what I've been reading, but I have been watching my TV shows. So I started season 2 of Apothecary Diaries, which I liked the first season okay, and I'm liking the second season okay. The shining light for me was like the romance between the main character and this other guy, and I don't think it's gonna start in this season. It's about a girl who is sold. I think it's like indenturehood essentially, and she's sold to someone in the emperor's palace to work with his courtesans, and there's a bunch of like interpersonal drama with the courtesans, like being poisoned and miscarriages and stuff, and the main character has a lot of knowledge of apothecary potions, things like that, so she is helping to solve the mysteries there while working in the emperor's apothecary and stuff like that. So it's every episode is like a little mystery that they're solving, and it's like there's an overarching plot as well. But I was hoping that this season we would get into a little bit of the romance, and we haven't yet. Based on the thumbnails of the episodes, I'm expecting that to happen towards the end of the season, but I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in and nothing has like even remotely happened with the romance. So we've gotten like little snippets of the obsession that the male main character has with the main character, but that's about it. And then I also restarted watching Romance is a Bonus Book, which is a K-drama that I started watching over a year ago, and I've been slowly watching it over time. With K-dramas, they're just so long, and if it's not funny, I tend to like have to take a break. This one is a mix of funny and very serious, but I would say it's like more serious than funny. There's just funny moments. And the romance is between childhood friends, and the main character at the beginning of the show is like recently divorced, and she's getting evicted from her house, and so she goes and stays with her best friend, her childhood best friend, and starts working at the publishing company that he works for. So the parts that I really like about the show are like the slow burn romance that K-dramas are so good at, and being in the publishing world, talking about books, stuff like that. Obviously that's a lot of fun, but it is very serious, and there's like a love triangle situation going on right now. So I guess it's technically a love square, because in the last episode another love interest was introduced. So yeah, those are all the things that I'm reading and watching. Like I said, this week has not been the best for me, so I have just been kind of trying to chill out. But that being said, I need to get to work. I am very late. I should have left like over 15 minutes ago. So we'll probably talk later. I plan on doing like a 24-hour manga-a-thon thing, so I'll probably hang out for the rest of the day, and then I'll start that vlog. But let's go to work, let's get things done, and try to have a good day. I thought we could end the vlog by doing a little library book haul, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'll be reading in the future. This obviously doesn't include like the things that I'm reading for videos, and I have quite a bit of manga as well that I'm not gonna like haul, because you'll be seeing it in this very next video that comes out on my channel. So it's like a bunch of horror manga, but I also got all of those from the library. So I guess we can start with oh, there's my chicken nuggets. I guess we can start with the only non-horror manga that I got, and that is 1 through 3 of I Ship My Rival and Me. I think this is like a queer romance. It's YA, and I think it's like, you know, 2 boys falling in love. Might be a crush situation. They're acting on a scene together. It ignites a rivalry. They like lean into a fake relationship because the community, like the fandom, wants them to be together. It seems very cute. Like, I love the art style. It's gorgeous. So I'm pretty excited to read these 3. These are going to be like top priority, probably sometime next week. Most of them are fantasy romance. So first up we have Gothic Town. This riveting, skillfully told and irresistibly twisted Southern Gothic novel of psychological suspense. A woman who moves her family to an outwardly idyllic town finds that a darkness lurks beneath the friendly smiles and sun-dappled streets. So maybe it's not a romance, but it seems like a thriller, like gothic horror, maybe some supernatural stuff going on. Next we have Boys with Sharp Teeth. This is a YA dark academia story. I don't necessarily know if there's any fantasy involved, but I do think it might be a love triangle or a polyamory situation, but it takes place at an academy. And I think it says, when Marion uncovers an otherworldly secret the boys are hiding behind Huntworth's ivied gates, the lines between right and wrong, love and hate, and nightmare and reality begin to crumble, and nothing is as it seems. I'm excited for this one. I'm gonna say that for all of these, but I haven't heard anything about this. I was just browsing my library's homepage, where they have like a gallery of the books that are available, and I was intrigued by the cover and it sounded good. I'm not a huge dark academia fan in like the learning sense, you know, like the learning at the school and reading what they're reading and that kind of stuff, but I do like an academia setting, as long as it's not, it has to balance that line for me. So then I ended up getting Fearless. This is the 3rd and as far as I know, final book in the Powerless trilogy. I have not had the best of luck with this series. First time I read the first one, I absolutely freaking loved it. I hated, detested, despised the second one. I felt like it was a massive waste of time and I was really disappointed. So I'm interested to see how I feel about this third one. I really just wanted to pick it up to finish out the trilogy and see how the story ends. But I'm going in with very minimum expectations of this. Then we have one that, again, I have heard nothing about. I just saw it on that list of books and it seemed promising, and the little blurb on the front is from the author of The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches, which I really liked, and that is An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating. I think this is like a sci-fi or a fantasy romance, and it seems to center around like a little cabin and a cat, and maybe there's a romance in it or something along those lines. It sounds very cute, and I'm excited for it, so hopefully I love it. Next up, we have two books that are part of a duology and they go together, so I wanted to get them together, and that is A Magic Seeped in Poison and A Venom Dark and Sweet. And honestly, I went on a little bit of a kick with a ton of like YA fantasies, and so I also checked out a bunch from Libby as well. But I've tried to pick these up previously, like at the beginning of the year, and it just wasn't the right time, but I wanted to return to them, so I got them again, and we'll see how I feel whenever I actually like give them a solid chance. These are YA as well, and I think it has to do with like maybe tea magic or something along those lines. And then last library book that I'm so freaking excited for is A Forbidden Alchemy. This is a fantasy romance. It's been making its rounds, very popular right now. Their world is split into two different types of people, artisans and craftsmen, and I think every person undergoes like a test to discover if they're an artisan slash if they have powers, and the test is revealed to be like a fraud, and she has to make a decision, and I think she gets kidnapped by the hero who is on the other side of the like decision that she makes, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to check this out. I'm so interested by the fact that regular paperbacks and hardbacks are like getting sprayed edges now, but here we are. I'm really excited to get into this one, and yeah. So those are all of the books that I have from the library, aside from, like I said, those horror mangas that I have. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it regardless. I would love to talk down below your thoughts on anything that I read or talked about in this video. Let me know how your week went, if you are good wherever you are, if you're excited for the fall season. It is the beginning of October, the time that I am filming this, so we're going into the fall and I absolutely adore it. That being said, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and if you're looking for more content from me, check out my backlist. You can find pretty much anything that you would be interested in there. All of my social medias are linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one.